Internet, good morning. My name is Magnitude, aka Steve. Welcome to Steve on Sunday. It's Sunday. My name is Steve. The internet loves alliteration, so let's put those together for a between 7 to 22 minute vlog that I do every Sunday. It's kind of like my little mini podcast that I do. Obviously, I forgot my microphone. That's why I'm recording with this. So if the audio quality isn't what it usually is, maybe it'll be better. I don't know. We're just trying things out today. So we'll be doing this. I'll be putting this video over some gameplay of probably Call of Duty because that's what's in right now, and I've been playing a good amount of it, so I have enough footage to overlay. If you guys do enjoy the video and you want to show support, please leave a like on the video and answer the question today as well, which has been on the screen for a little while. The best question today answer, my favorite answer of the week goes at the end of the video in the slide that has all the patrons like that. If you want to become a Patreon patron, links for all that in the description. But let's actually get into the reason of this video and the thing I want to talk about. Owning a small business. So my wife and I own a small business. We own a children's entertainment business, and I don't want to really give too much. I mean, if you follow me on Twitter and stuff, you'll know the name of the company, all that stuff. But I kind of want to talk about just what it's like owning a small business. A lot of people want to do it and they can't. So we got lucky, right? A lot of people don't open a business because they don't have the money to fund their idea. Luckily, our idea is pretty simple. It's children's entertainment, so we get costume characters and we bring them to a children's birthday party, and it's great. It's low overhead or low startup costs because you really only need one costume to start, right? And you book that one character, and you get some prizes and stickers and stuff. And then the more money you make, the more costumes you can get and offer. And it kind of snowballs. It's not like it's not like I have an idea. It's like, yeah, so I want to build a machine that can shoot locusts. Well, first you got to figure out like the propulsion system. You got to figure out, you know, the mechanics behind it. Then you got to get someone to build it. This one, it's just you either make a costume or just buy a costume, and then it kind of snowballs from there. But we've owned this business now. I want to say 4 years now. This is the 4th year of it. Yeah, 4th year. And I'll tell you, man, it is stressful as fuck. I think the biggest problem that that we have encountered in owning a small business is that it's really tough to get people who aren't invested on board and motivated. You'll get people who are interested in the work, sure, and obviously we pay people for the work, which is, of course. But the problem is finding people who put in as much as you without seeing immediate benefit. I want to preface this by saying we have been in business for 4 years. I have never made a dime off the business myself. I put all the money that the business would make, so I don't get a weekly salary, I don't get an hourly wage, nothing like that. I'm just responsible for running the business, but that's not exactly, it's not exactly 100% true statement. Like there's never after a weekend of parties, I take money and go into Steve's PayPal, into Steve's PayPal. That's not the case at all. It pays for business expenses. So our business is primarily, we do mostly online booking, and so the business pays for our internet. We have a lot of air conditioning and heating systems in the house for because our warehouse is below our house, is in our basement. So that pays for a portion of the utilities as well. So it's not like I'm just losing money off this. I'm definitely not doing that. But I've never, the business has not allowed me to just, take, here's X dollars. Here you go, Steve, buy a Switch. That's not what it is. But it's a small business, and you have to expect that. The problem is finding people who you want to give responsibility roles to without having, I guess, the adequate money to pay for it, and then having them care as much as you. So on the server, that sounds like a shitty statement, right? How am I going to find people who are going to want to work for less than the work they're doing? And I get why nobody would want to. I totally understand why if you went up to one of your friends and go, hey, so do you want to be in a management position? They go, yeah, what do they pay? Well, it's kind of fully commission-based because we don't make enough money to pay hourly. Right, so we have 2 people primarily that help us book parties, and we pay them based on the party they book. So if they book a huge party, they get a percentage of that, and that's it. I wish, my ultimate goal, my ultimate dream is to be able to pay people an hourly rate. I would love to do that. I am happy that I'm in a position where I can pay people to do work. And the people that do the kind of work that we have are generally pretty into it as it is, so just paying them is a bonus. So we have the management, the booking management team, and they act as managers on duty when we're not around. They get paid, like I said, for the bookings they do, and but it makes sense why, if they're not in the middle of trying to book a party, why they might not want to do a task that might be loosely related to what they're doing, because they're not, it's not an hourly rate for it. And I totally understand that, and I get that 100%. I will never fault anybody for not wanting to work less than what they're worth. I understand that. But that also lies the problem in owning a small business, is that in order to really, because I have a full-time job as well, so in order to really benefit from, in order for this thing to really grow, you have to kind of make sacrifices in the beginning, you being the owners. I've been doing it for 4 years, right? So it's still going, but it does help out. But when I'm paying the people weekly, we're paying some solid wages because they're booking solid parties, and we pay the performers who do the parties as well every time. So it's not like it's a completely profiting business. I can assure you, it's once you get all the expenses out of the way per year and all the stuff that comes up, it's we're doing okay, but we're still a small business, and we still we can't afford an hourly wage. My ideal position is to have somebody work 25 to 30 hours a week at around $10 an hour, maybe $11 an hour, and they would be responsible for pretty much keeping our studio upkeep complete, and booking parties, and they also get a percentage of the parties they book as well as the hourly rate. That is the ideal position, because that means the person working that job is going to have all the security in the world, knowing you're getting at least an hourly rate, and just bonuses booking parties. And if the person doing all that also is a performer, they can book themselves a party and just make 3 times the money. We'll make money in three different places. Ideally, right now we're going to do that. We don't do that. So, and it's become a lot for me, right? Trying to manage people. I'm a young guy. This is my first business I've ever owned, obviously, with a lot of people in it. So managing, I don't know if what I'm doing is right. I'm sure there are people that work for me that are not happy with what I'm doing. I'm sure of it. I must be making mistakes. I have to be. I want to know what I'm doing wrong, but it's tough.
RCXD going out.
It's tough to ask somebody, what I'm doing wrong, who also might not know. But they'll have a different perspective, but they might not feel comfortable telling me what I'm doing wrong. For, I could probably think of a number of reasons. They might be maybe afraid they're going to get fired. Maybe they're afraid their duties are going to be taken away. The mind works in odd ways. I'm sure there are times when I'm talking to people that I come off like a supreme asshole, and I don't mean to. But sometimes things have to get done, and that is, so then you get somebody who's already just getting paid for what they book. Maybe there's a day that they just don't want to deal with my shit because they're not doing anything business related that day, but I have a business related problem. So it's tough. It's almost impossible to find people who aren't invested in the business that care as much as the people who own it. I would say it is impossible because they just don't have as much invested in it. And again, it makes sense. I get it. I understand it. I'm not faulting people for it. I totally get it. But that's a problem I got to try to figure out a way to solve. Because I'm already doing, when I'm not here at work, I'm booking parties at home. Sometimes, I'm always getting supplies, I'm delegating. I do all of the financials myself. I'm responsible for paying everybody. I'm responsible for every dime in, every dime out. I do the taxes at the end of the year. And it is a lot sometimes. It's tough too, right? Because if you call out of a retail job, you could generally find another body. And sometimes you might not even need to, depending on, if it's just like, if it's a retail job and you're a cashier and you call out, we could probably find another cashier, or worst case, we can go without one. But if you're supposed to play like a costume character and we have a costume that fits you, and then night before or the day of you call out, how the fuck am I gonna cover that? I gotta find somebody who knows what they're doing, who has the same body proportions as you, who has the same sort of facial structure as the character they're trying to emulate. It is a nightmare, and the entertainment industry is a nightmare for that reason. It also sucks because it's primarily, primarily like women characters that we offer. So it's really tough because I literally can't cover them because I'm a dude. And a lot, I work most weekends as well. But that I think is the biggest struggle. And maybe it's, like I said, maybe it's a me management thing. Maybe I need to learn how to manage people better so that they feel more comfortable doing that. We've gone through a lot of people in this business, which may or may not be because maybe I'm just not good at what I do. I'm always trying to learn. I always want to be better. I always want to retain people. I always want to try to make a comfortable work environment, make a work environment where everyone feels appreciated. But I also want to make sure shit gets done. And I want to make sure that we don't have a situation where somebody calls out the night before a party and I go, well, what do you do? Now you upset a mother and then you ruin a child's birthday party and then they hate you and they tell all your friends, all their friends how much you suck. Because, I could go through all the steps. I can have somebody contact me. I can give them our prices and availability. They can give me a call back. We can work on the party itself. We can talk about all the stuff they want to have. I can send them a deposit. They can send the deposit back. I can write up a contract, send it out to them. They can sign the contract, send it back to me. I can confirm all the details of the party. And then 3 weeks later, day before the party, the performer's like, yeah, I can't go. Sorry. So how do you, what do you do? What do you do? Maybe that's why I'm making this video, just to ask, what do you do? And I know it's not easy. It's not. Anyone detached, you can just easily say, well, just get rid of them. I don't want to get rid of them. There are a lot of people, because of the nature, it's part-time weekend work. We pay pretty well per the hour, but it's part-time weekend work actually doing the parties. So a lot, you get, this is, I would say almost exclusively a second job for everybody. So there are a lot of times where people aren't even available because of that, they're working an actual definitive 8-hour shift instead of just like the 2 hours of doing the performer party. They might make a little less during the 2-hour performer party, but it's also probably on less notice because parents always call with shorter notice, so they might already have something to do. But I don't know, I don't know. There are just a lot of issues with running a small business. You have to do pretty much everything, and you have to be okay with that. Because that's just the nature of it. Unless you have a position where I wish we made enough money where I could pay somebody hourly. That's what I want. I want somebody who can upkeep the studio as well as book parties, hourly pay with commission. And I want somebody whose entire job is I want to pay them hourly to just be fixing all the costumes and the wigs and stuff for maybe the same part-time gig. So maybe, we have like 45 hours a week to give out, and we can pay that out. And, one person will spend all the time doing wigs and costumes, the other person will book the parties and make sure the studio is clean, organized, and all that stuff. And I'd be happy because I know that they have job security. They'll definitive paycheck every week, and I know I'll be happy because I know everything will get done, and you'll have people motivated to get it done because money is the ultimate motivator. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It is. I guess the point of this video is I don't, it's tough running a small business, and if anybody has done it, I want help. I need help, I guess. I want to know what you guys would do just to make it easier on yourself. And where do you find people that, I don't know. I was going to ask where do you find people that would want to do the work for less money, but, it's not fair to them. They shouldn't have to, right? Which is, again, why I get why they don't. But it is frustrating if you lay out somebody's expectations with the compensation already laid out and they agree to it, and then they don't do those things. That is frustrating because you thought you kind of knew what was going on, but then over time that feeling sets in of them going, well, I'm not really getting paid for this. And then in the end, no matter what happens, all the problems fall on the owners. So, but I mean, it's still a great business. We help a lot of kids be happy on their birthdays and stuff. We make a lot of parents happy. We do a lot of charity work for no money at all. So a lot of times charities and stuff like that will come to us and we won't charge them a dime. And we just go and we, help their event out, and then tons of kids are happy and everyone's happy. So, I mean, I made the whole previous part of this video is me probably sounding like, this sucks, I don't know why I did it, but it's rewarding. I know eventually if we can get this thing to work, I think it'll benefit myself, my wife, and then everyone who works for us. It'll benefit them as well. So we just gotta keep chugging away. I guess I just, other small business owners, if there are any out there, so let's talk, man, let's chat. Let's have a conversation about what you guys would do. Like I said, it's easy for anybody on the other side to go, "I just let them go." But these are people that you, in this kind of business where you're working with exclusively like children's entertainment, you have to be close knit group, because you need people that share the same kind of attitudes as you, and share the same upbeat, just easygoing, carefree lifestyle as you, or because you're too high strung in this. It's gonna show, it's gonna ruin the party, and then you're gonna get a bad review, and we're not going to book you again. So I think I made some sense. I don't know. There's a lot of rambling in this because this wasn't really a well thought out video. This is just me just kind of giving my thoughts, voicing my concerns, and what I'm happy with about something I chose to do. But this has been the video. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like. Check out the slide afterwards. It has all the patrons and all that great stuff. Check out the Twitter, the Facebook if you want, really. Either way, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.